Hi guys, so this video is about how to change the A pose of a character from Character Creator 4. So first you pose the character as you want. In this case, I wanted to mimic the pose of the MetaHumans as close as possible. After that, I do export, FBX, coded character. I choose Unreal here. I choose current pose, leave this to 25 frames per second, and I untick the first frame in bind pose. I will make sure that these settings are as is, leave this off, and then I import. I will need to have the cats plugin installed so that I can change the start pose, the A pose I mean. So I'll choose that pose that was saved from Character Creator, and I'll just select this, go to pose mode, and I'll just apply as rest pose. And you can make sure of it by going into pose mode and then going to object data properties and do rest position and pose position. You'll see it's the same. So the first question that you should be asking is, why would I want to go through all this trouble to just change the A pose and make the Character Creator characters look and behave as close as possible as the MetaHuman ones? Well, the main reason is actually this. These are the bones that I extracted from a MetaHuman character. And these are the bones that are responsible for keeping the overall shape of the character when the character is deforming, so as to the character doesn't lose any volume. And now what I want to do is I want to append these bones to this character. And we will also go into the vertex groups to change the vertex assignments to these bones, so that we can accommodate those extra bones. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So what I'll do now is just to append that file onto here and start linking. I'll just do append. I've already prepared this file. I'll go to collection and then I'll just add this collection Corrective Bones onto my file. And here we have it. For sake of organization, I'll just remove this and leave this as is. So yeah, as you can see, we have the armatures here, and what I need to do is just try and follow the same structure as the MetaHuman structure has and apply that to the CC4 character. The way I have this organized is I went ahead and I exported a MetaHuman character to Blender, and then I extracted these bones from the bone structure. And in order for me to know where each armature must be connected to the final CC4 character, I opted to name each armature to be the same name that the bone will be connected to. So in this case, for example, let me just go ahead and hide the mesh. In this case, I know already, because I've studied the MetaHuman bone structure, I know that these two bones will be linked to this bone, which is the clavicle left. And I've also made sure that the pivot points of each armature, that they be in the same exact position as the armature from the MetaHuman character, so that all I have to do now is I select this guy, I identify what bone is called clavicle L, I know it's this one, I go to tab, edit, and then I put the cursor on to that bone, I go to object mode, and I do this, and I just Shift S and then I press 8, which means selecting the cursor. It will snap to the right position. And after that, what I must do is link this to this. So with this selected, I'll just Shift click the main armature and then Control J to join. So this is joined, but it's not yet linked or parented to this. So I'll just do edit. I'll select this guy, and finally this guy, all with Shift, and then Control P to parent, and then keep offset. And then you will see these lines, which means that they are now linked or parented to the clavicle, just like the MetaHuman structure one. It's a pain, but I have to do this with all these other 24 armatures in order to be able to use this effectively. So yeah, I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so after all this is done, what I'll do now is I'll unhide the body just so I can have a reference to how much these extra bones need to be scaled. So I'll select all these. I'll do by individual origins, and then I'll just scale them more or less to the same place as a MetaHuman structure would be. And then I can later on just go in and adjust manually. I'll hide the body again. The process now is to do Control J on each of these armatures to join with the main CC4 character, and you have to take care to link the correct bones. For example, in the clavicle, it's quite easy because I know this is just these bones that are going to be connected to here. And for the upper arm, however, and a few other armatures, they have one main bone that the others are connected to. So you need to connect this bone to the upper arm. The same thing goes for the thigh left and thigh right. The same thing goes for the calf, or the knee, I should say. And there is one thing that's very important. The bones for the biceps and triceps, they're not really connected to this main bone. I don't know if this is by design from the MetaHuman ones, or it has to be like this. I think it might be an oversight. Maybe they forgot to connect, but I chose to leave it as the MetaHuman ones are built. We must not forget that these bones are called the latissimus. I don't know if that's how it's read. And in the MetaHuman structure, these bones are connected to a spine 4 over here. Since we don't have a spine 4 in the CC4 characters, we connect that to the spine 3 character, the last in the spine chain. So yeah, now begins the process of joining all these to the main bone. I'll select the clavicle bones and the main structure. I'll do Control J, and then I'll go into the edit mode for the main structure. I'll select these two, and then finally with Shift I'll select the controlling bone, which is the clavicle left, and then I'll do Control P and keep offset. So now I just have to do the same thing for the rest of it. Okay, so the only thing that I have to do now is check with a small animation to see if everything is okay. So yeah, everything seems to be working fine. The other thing that I'll do for easier management later on is I will go to the original file and I'll copy this selection set. These selection sets I also created when I created these bones. So I'll just copy selection sets, and then on the characters file, I'll just do paste. This way I can select all my bones. It makes it so much easier to see what's going on. I'll even do a bone group. Just do Corrective Bones, and I'll just assign a random color to it. Sorry guys, I know this is a long video, but this is also a long process. And on the next video, we'll go through how to transfer the weight painting from MetaHuman onto the CC4 base character. See you guys next time. Bye bye.